Good morning, Rotarians and guests, and Merry Christmas. I'm Ron Strobel, the Sergeant at Arms. Our invocation this morning is by Bill Wooldridge. Did you know that?
But I got my Christmas pants on. That's gonna work. Well, good morning. Good morning. And let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, this is a special time of year when families come together to celebrate and thank you for all you have given us. Our wonderful country, our city of Hudson, and our Hudson Rotary Club. Thank you for our breakfast, our time together with friends, and our day's work. Please bless us with peace in our country and the world. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Bill. And to lead us in the pledge and the four-way test, Andy Morse.
Nice job. Good morning, Rotarians. I'm Andy Morse. Thanks, Ron. And sorry, Bill, I don't have the script here, but I think we do know the Pledge of Allegiance. So would you join me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And of course, our four-way test of the things we think and do and say. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Andy, and it's a pleasure to see you as always. And to lead us in song at this joyous time, Dick Pearsall.
There we go. Okay, there he is. That's what we're going to sing. Frank Sinatra and those folks did it, but we're going to do it our own way. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones we used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and light, and may all your Christmases be white. We'll sing it out. Oh, wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And a Happy Again. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You get it. You get it.
Thank you, Dick. And now our president, David Basil.
Thank you, Ron. Good morning, fellow Rotarians. Thank you for being here this morning as we wrap up the year. This will be our last meeting for this calendar year, 2016. Our next meeting will be January 4th. Hard to believe that I'm saying it, in 2017. Joe Zapatowski, we have a number of guests today. If you could introduce them, please.
Good morning, Rotarians. We have a number of guests. Lori Banner and Jamie Cosen, the service teachers from the high school. If you, Abby Gore and Ashley Affelt, Hudson Learning Service students. Dave Zuro, president of the Hudson School Board. We've been invaded by the school here today. Yeah. And Sonia Anderson and Jeff Anderson, guests of Bill Wooldridge.
Good morning.
Morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Announcements, just a reminder, I'm certain everyone saw them coming in the door, but roses and popcorn are here. Make certain that you pick up your orders on your way out if you haven't already picked them up. Craig Tallman, you asked for a few minutes for the Rotary Foundation.
Dave?
Thanks.
Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you are enjoying the breakfast, and certainly with the donuts that Rich brought with us this morning. We wanted to talk just a quick moment here to give you an update on what the foundation has been doing and really where we stand. We're coming on off of a really good year last year, and that's really driven by the proceeds that we're able to work with that came from the gala. And, you know, just to remind ourselves of the type of activities the foundation is involved with across the year, you know, we're supporting a number of different Hudson organizations that, you know, contribute to our civic livelihood here in Hudson. I don't want to go over a few of them just to remind ourselves of those organizations. Hudson Players, and I know many of you had enjoyed the theatrical performances of the artists that work with the Hudson Players. We've supported that. The fireworks through the Hudson Community Foundation. The lighting on the green, which is, you know, right before us right now. We help support that. Hudson Bandstand, Hudson Job Search, music from the Western Reserve. Bob's Bikes, which has been with us for a very long time. A number of different programs at the high school involving extracurricular programs, and that's on top of the scholarships. And of course, something we've always supported for years are the Boy Scouts here in Hudson. So we do, you know, entertain various requests across the year from different organizations. Some are new. Many of them are legacy type organizations, but collectively they all do help improve the lives that we have here in Hudson, and we certainly want to continue to support that. This year we increased our budget giving by a whopping $10,000, which is significant because we've never been able to do that in the past. So we are wanting to reach out to more organizations. We are wanting to expand the monetary gifts that we give to these various organizations, but we only do so with the help of ourselves and all the things that we do. So I know throughout the year we're constantly involved in things that involves, you know, raising money, and certainly out in the hallway Tom is working very diligently and doing the same in our fall fundraiser right now. But we just wanted to leave a note with you, and I gave most of the tables. If you don't have one, let me know, but there's a form on your table that if you are doing some year-end planning and you would like to consider the Hudson Rotary Foundation as one of your charitable gifts for this year, I would ask that you fill out the form and certainly mail it to the P.O. box that is listed on the bottom of the form. In turn, we'll acknowledge that with a letter after the first of the year acknowledging your gift to the organization. But again, I want to thank all of you for your support. You know, if you're interested in how we're doing it financially, I would say to you right now, as of Monday, the balance in our permanent fund is almost at $150,000. We're in our rate of return right now on investments is right at 10%. In our operating account, we have a balance just over $60,000. So the board will be meeting in February. We'll be looking at reallocating some of those dollars back into the permanent fund, but the organization is financially sound, but it wouldn't be without your help. Phil.
Craig, on behalf of the members of the club, I just think we are expressing appreciation for what you've done.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, and really, it's the whole board. I mean, the whole board has been actively involved in this thing, so I appreciate that. I'll extend that to the entire board. And one final note, we finished our 23rd season of the Polar Express last night. 41,000 passengers went to the North Pole this year, and we had a ball. So anyway, thank you.
Thanks, Craig. And certainly Craig and the entire board for the foundation do an absolutely fantastic job year in and year out managing that fund. And we do owe you all a debt of gratitude, because in many ways you are the face of our Rotary Club as we reach out into the community with our efforts to assist and support in a whole range of community efforts. Next, Jamie and Lonnie. If you could bring up the service learning students, we'd like to meet them and hear about their future plans.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So happy to see you. On behalf of Jamie and myself, we just want to thank you so much for all of your assistance and feedback.
A huge thank you for all who have come in for the presentations. We appreciate the feedback. It's such good feedback. It's great that they hear it from you.
And thank you so much for your time and always for your service to the community. We have two fantastic students here to talk to you today, Ashley and Abby, and we wish you the happiest of holidays and a wonderful new year. So, Ashley, gorgeous, you're going to be up first.
Okay.
Come on up.
Good morning, Rotarians. Good morning. I'm Ashley Affelt, and this past semester I was at a Head Start in Akron. So there were about 20 young kids ages 3 to 5 years old, so you can imagine the amount of patience I had acquired by the end. I also learned the importance of discipline within the classroom. The teachers were amazing and helped me along the way. My favorite memory was one day we were outside at recess. I think we ran around the playground for about 40 minutes straight in circles. I said we should start a cross-country team. And then I went home and slept for about 4 hours after that. So that was a great experience. And I plan on attending the University of Georgia next fall. Yeah. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Abigail Gore, and my semester site this year was Laurel Lake Mission Department. I worked with the new chaplain John, Allison Hutchins, and Sister Anne Marie here at Laurel Lake. I would have to say my favorite memory was probably my site project, which was an interview with one of the residents here. Her name was Dorothy Henry. I did an interview and wrote a memoir for her about her life, and her life was inspiring. She had the fairy tale marriage, a wonderful wedding. I have to say my favorite memory from the interview itself was the story of her first date, which was her now husband had taken her on a plane ride, just the two of them, over Niagara Falls and then a picnic afterwards, which I thought was exceedingly romantic and just set my standards extremely high. But all in all, I think it was an extremely beneficial program to be a part of because it showed me the ideal of kindness and how far it can go in a community, and simply being an ear to talk to for some of the residents here proved to be so beneficial in their lives. My plans for next year, I'm planning on majoring in international relations and global affairs at the Loyola University of Chicago.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Any questions for Ashley or Abby? No.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations and best wishes for your next year. You both sound like you have exciting plans coming up. Okay, we'll move on to today's speakers. If you would like to do the introduction, Catherine? Okay. Okay. The first person up, this is basically a schools update, Superintendent Phil Herman. We all know Phil, obviously, is a member of our club. So Phil, looking forward to hearing what you have to tell us about.
Great, thank you. Good morning, Rotarians. Good morning. Happy first day of winter. I don't know about you, but the cold doesn't really bother me this time of year. The snow doesn't really bother me unless it's last Thursday morning. I'm trying to figure out if it's going to snow during arrival time. But what does bother me a little bit this time of year is the lack of sunlight. So today is the shortest day of the year, and the beautiful thing about today is from here all the way through June, there will be more and more sunlight. 7:48 sunrise today, 5 p.m. sunset. That's a short window. So when you're out delivering your roses and your candy corn or caramel corn today, make sure that we are spreading some sunshine throughout the community. This is usually the meeting where we as Rotarians invite back the Rotary Scholarship recipients to hear about how their first semester has gone in college. And I know there were some challenges with the schedules this year, and since we're not able to have them, I thought I would take a moment to share with you some of the highlights from their class, the class of 2016, and we'll take a little bit a look back. There are many measures of schools and school districts today. It's something that as a nation, as a state, that we are wrestling with. What are the best measures for educational organizations? And I share these snapshots with you today, really not so much as a bragging of accomplishments, but as a thank you. A thank you for your support, because we know that in order for our students to accomplish at the levels that they're accomplishing along the way, some things have had to have gone right in instruction and coaching, parental support, and community support. And we know that we couldn't do what we do without your support as Rotary and as community members. And then, but that's not all. Additionally, this morning, we also have the pleasure of hearing from Meredith Zaffron, who is the Director of Hudson Community Education and Recreation. And she's in her second year as the Director of HCR. She's doing some wonderful things in terms of partnerships and relationships as she grows in that position. So I'm anxious for you to hear from her as well. So as we look back on 2016, it's hard to be anything but proud of the class of 2016, where last year's scholarship recipients came from and their classmates who comprised the 131st graduating class of Hudson City Schools. And they certainly left a legacy of accomplishment, and I just want to share a few of those highlights here this morning. So the class of 2016 included 157 members of the National Honor Society, and a record 222 seniors earned the State of Ohio Honors Diploma. And so in order to receive an honors diploma in the state of Ohio, that means that 222 seniors each had a combined at least 3.5 GPA and a 27 composite on the ACT. And so those are very significant numbers in a class of just barely over 400. The class of 2016 contributed to being the #1 ranked public high school in Northeast Ohio and #3 in the state, according to U.S. News and World Report. Graduates took advantage of 22 advanced placement offerings at the high school, and they sat for the lion's share, those seniors sat for the lion's share of 1,565 advanced placement tests that were given last year. The class of 2016 included 27 National Merit Scholars. It is an honor for a school district if they have, or a high school, if they have 1 or 2 National Merit Scholars. Last year at Hudson High School, we had 27 National Merit Scholars. That's the 4th most in school history. 15 were Commended Scholars and 12 were National Merit Finalists. 3 members of the class of 2016 distinguished themselves in academic achievement by attaining perfect ACT scores. Again, very, very unusual to have any student that achieves a perfect ACT score in a school, let alone 3. And those were Chris Kim, Brittany Lynn, and Simon Turner from last year. And as we think about athletics, Ed Sogan always does a wonderful job of keeping you up to speed on athletics. Last year was our first year returning to the Suburban League. So we left the NOC and we moved to the Suburban League. And led by the class of 2016, Hudson High School captured the All Sports Trophy in the Suburban League last year, which means they're the school in the league that has the most league championships as the first year returning to the Suburban League. Didn't make us very popular in the Suburban League amongst our colleagues there, but certainly an exciting time. In Hudson City Schools, we are not only about academics and athletics. As you know from your support of classes like service learning, our students give their time and talents in many other extracurricular pursuits. And so last year, our student government members like Danny Kim helped Hudson High School lead the region in the American Red Cross sponsored blood drives. Our academic challenge team, led by Captain Seth Gold, won the Summit County Top Gun Award out of 22 high schools. The Explorer newspaper staff earned first place with a special merit in the 2016 American Scholastic Press Association contest. The Hudson High School Science Olympiad team qualified for state tournament and finished 8th in Ohio, which was our highest position ever. The state's Believe in Ohio program awarded $133,000 to Hudson students and Hudson Science entrepreneurs in the Ohio Academy of Science, STEM Commercialization, and Business Plan competition. And that was by far the highest amount of scholarships awarded to any high school in the state. Over their 4 years, senior members of orchestras, concert bands, choirs, and Pride of Hudson, the Swing Marching Band, have all gathered and garnered superior ratings and have performed at some of the most prestigious and significant venues in our state and in our region. Students in the visual arts program captured 44 gold awards in regional competition and a total of 222 awards. Again, the most of any area high school. Service learning program. The service learning program seniors, I love this statistic, last school year logged 15,106 hours of community service. And the National Honor Society members added another 11,975 hours last year. And lastly, about the class of 2016. They collectively benefited from over $266,000 in scholarships awarded by local organizations like you, Rotary, so thank you for that, in the Hudson community. Add to that another $704,000 from branches of the United States military. And to that subtotal, we add another $6,071,508 in college, university, and corporate scholarships, bringing the total number of scholarships and grants accepted by the class of 2016. Note that word, accepted, not awarded to. These are the, because you could have scholarships from multiple institutions and you only accept from one. So the grand total of scholarships accepted by the class of 2016 was just under $7 million. So the wonderful news about all of this is that the class of 17 is right behind them. And they are following their footsteps with and they are busy achieving a list of equally as impressive accolades. And that's exciting. And while I know it's cliche, we do know that it takes a village. It absolutely takes a village. And I'm proud not only of our students and our staff and their families, but I'm proud and grateful for you too, because you consistently support our efforts over and over and over again and support our students. So I'm grateful for that. I thank you very much. As we look to 2017, we're excited about initiatives within the school district. Of course, master facility planning. You might have been reading some about that in the paper. In 2017 will be an important year as we continue to engage the community in master facility planning. We continue to focus on reading, writing, and math assessments, and hopefully I'll get a chance to talk with you a little bit more about that, particularly at the elementary level, and how we are able to assess every individual student and use those assessments to determine how do we need to modify instruction for every individual child. Also, we continue to focus on the opioid epidemic within the state of Ohio and within our communities. We know that we need to have a major role in helping prevent students from using drugs and alcohol. We will continue to promote a culture of tolerance throughout the upcoming school year. It's important that that becomes a total piece of our culture, to appreciate the differences that exist within and celebrate the differences that exist within each of us. And of course, we will continue to focus on how do we utilize ever-changing technology to improve our instruction moving forward. So there are some exciting things ahead for 2017, and hopefully I'll get a chance to come back and talk to you a little bit about that as we move forward. As I mentioned before, in Hudson City Schools, we are much more than just K-12 education. Hudson City Schools has the pleasure of being organized, and this was organized many, many years ago, where the Community Education and Recreation Department is underneath the umbrella of the school board. And so in our community, there's the school board, and underneath part of that umbrella of all that is overseen by the school board and the superintendent is the Community Education and Recreation Program. And here to tell us more about that, I'm pleased to introduce to you our Director, Meredith Zaffron.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me today. Hi, as Mr. Herman said, my name is Meredith Zaffron. I'm the Director of Hudson Community Education and Recreation. I've held this position since last August, and I will honestly tell you that I have the best job on the planet. My job is to find new ways to enrich the community. I technically search for fun every single day. It's the best job in the world, and somehow they continue to pay me to do it. So I really feel fortunate and lucky. I'm excited to wake up every morning. So this has just been a great journey for me. Before I get started, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I live here in Hudson. I have 3 beautiful and active little boys that go to the school district here. I grew up on the east side of Cleveland. I went to Brush High School. I went to Bowling Green, and I also attended the University of Akron. I've worked my entire career in sports. I worked at Marquette University in the athletics department there. I worked in finance at the Milwaukee Brewers, and before this job, I was at the University of Akron in the business office there. So I really feel like my journey and my career have led me to the point to be able to be the director that I am today for this great organization and school district. So today I'm just going to walk you through a little bit of what type of programming we offer here at HCER and a little bit of what makes us so special. As Mr. Herman already stated, we are a part of the school district that's very unique. Most communities have a Parks and Recreation department as a part of the city. It gives us some great advantages. It creates challenges along the way, but overall, it's just a really great way to stay connected with the kids in the community and everyone engaged in the school district. So that's me. What is HCER? Here's our mission statement. To provide year-round comprehensive learning and enrichment and recreational program for the community of Hudson. That has not changed. We've been in existence for 40 years. Mike Fritz brought laid out the foundation of what HCR is, and that has not changed a bit. We're always looking for new innovative programs to bring to our community. And although our sports program is our most popular offerings, we have a strong number of participants in theater, computer coding, art programs, and we're always constantly striving to find a variety to reach everybody in the community. So this is really what we live by, and I think it's unique that in 40 years, it really hasn't changed. So like I said, I'm gonna walk you through a couple of our main programming. Something that's really unique to what we do in Hudson is our Explorer Zone. It's our before and after childcare programming that we have located at Eastwood Schools. It's for grades K through 5. We start every morning very early at 6:30. Parents drop their kids off here at Eastwood Schools, and we provide breakfast, games, crafts, and just a really good way for the kids to just get ready to start the day. We when school begins, we deliver the kids directly to the school, so parents feel very comfortable dropping their kids off. They're already at school. We take care of them. They get to know the buildings and the campus, and it really works out well for everybody. Every morning, we average about 40 kids, which is quite a bit. And in the afternoon after school, we offer after-school care till 6 p.m., and we average about 60 kids in the afternoon. Many of the families in Hudson have used our program for years with multiple children. It's very affordable for the community. Miss Donna, I don't know if anyone knows her here, is kind of a staple in the community. She's our coordinator. She's very passionate about community service. So what we do here, the first picture here on the left is a group of our children making lap blankets, which we have adopted the Hudson Elms Nursing Home, and we do a lot of projects to help enrich the lives of the people living there. We also do social awareness. We made cards for Veterans Day. We recognize social issues like Breast Cancer Month and Autism Awareness Month, and we've also collected food for the Akron Food Pantry. So we get them every day, and we really don't just let them run and play. We try to instill in their lives and make them better citizens in our community. So another program we offer is the HEAT, which is the Hudson Explorers Aquatics team. This is very popular programming with us and in our community. Matt Davis is our swim coach. He's also the swim coach for the high school. He works over at the Ada Cooper Miller Natatorium at Eastwood Schools. Coach Davis has made this a really popular program. The kids start when they're 6 years old, and they put 2 to 3 hours a week in the pool. So when they get to high school, they're ready to compete. We compete all across the Northeast Ohio, and we also had 2 kids that attended the Olympic swimming trials this past summer. So the kids on this program stick with us from age 6 through high school, so it's very exciting to see them learn and grow. We also run Safety Town through HCER. Safety Town is physically located at Evenmere School, right in the back. They have their own little town back there. We work closely with the Hudson EMS and police and fire, and they help us run this really good program. We talk about water and bike safety, the importance of listening to our safety officers. We also bring in speakers throughout the day to help them learn how to be great community members. The highlight of the week, as you can see some of the pictures, is when all the really cool fire trucks come in and they get to touch the equipment. It's a really great way to get our kindergartners into the building at Evenmere, become comfortable with the situation, and have a great time and meet some of the kids that they're going to be going through school with. And it takes a lot of the stress off of them when they get to their first day of kindergarten. So I'm sure everybody knows about Kiwanis basketball. It's a staple in this community. It's by far our biggest program. We have over 550 kids, boys and girls, that participate in grades 1 through 8. We play Saturday mornings. It goes from about 8 a.m. to about 8 p.m. We're running at every single school. We have some great moms and dads that really give a lot of their time and effort to make sure that the program runs smoothly, because honestly, without them, we wouldn't have the program. And it's really fun to see kids start at first grade barely being able to dribble a ball, and the confidence they learn throughout the season that they can accomplish something working with the team and getting some confidence in themselves. So another thing we offer is after-school program, which is separate from our childcare. This is actually activities that people sign up for individually. We offer a variety of options, and like I said at the beginning, we're trying to always expand. We're not just sports. We're trying to make sure we're getting everybody's interest, and it's a great program that we have. So chess club is one of our more popular after-school activities, which is quite interesting. The kids really do sit still and play chess for an hour. It's amazing to see. We offer cheerleading. We offer acting class, which is another very popular class through us. All of these classes take place on campus, so they never leave the school campus, which again is very unique with our setup being through the school district. So parents have a sense of security that they're not crossing streets. They don't have to go in buildings that are foreign to them. They're all taking place on our campus. We also offer a wide variety of summer camps. We try to do more, like I said, than just a regular day camp. We're trying to always enrich the lives. So we're offering orchestra, science, band, theater, computer programming, and coding, which has become another really popular class. We offer some Lego classes, and we also offer show choir camp. So we're able to utilize the auditoriums on campus. We're able to utilize all the classrooms, which some of them are already set up for us to use computers and internet. So it's really convenient for us to be able to offer this variety. 2 of our really popular summer camps, oh, those guys are covered. Orchestra camp. Our orchestra camp is really popular. We've had over 65 kids, and we do a couple of really unique art classes in the parks, because we try to get out when we can, when it's nice. So we are always, that particular one was at Barlow Park, and we do another one at Hudson Springs as well. We offer sports camps. A lot of these go through the high school varsity coaches, which is really great because they're already vetted through the system. They know the campus. They're aware of how things work here in Hudson. Baseball, soccer, football, you name it, we're offering it. So right now what I'm doing is scheduling how we're going to make all of these happen on the same campus, which is a really difficult part of my job, to be quite honest. And that's my son at the top. I swear they were learning how to slide in that picture there. They weren't just falling down at baseball camp. So adult programming, this is something we are constantly trying to search. Like I said, because we are a part of the school district, we have some challenges, and that's one of those challenges is that we can't be in the school building offering program during school hours, which makes sense. So what I've tried to do is create relationships throughout the community where we can go and do things during the day. So we have created a great relationship with Case Barlow Farms. We've offered some speaking classes and some art classes and some other, I want to say crafts, but they're more learning classes at Case Barlow. So Barbara Boss has been great over there. We've brought in some speakers. We've done some things like pickle making and just some cool things to get people out and engaged in the community. We also do some classes over at Barlow Community Center. So we're, like Mr. Herman said, we're trying to create these relationships so we can make sure we're serving everybody and we're not just limiting ourselves to what can happen at the school building at any given time. We also offer, we have a relationship with Western Reserve Racquet Club. We're trying to offer pickleball, which was in our most current catalog, and adult tennis so we can get up and be active and it's not that far away, and even in the winter in the dark hours you can go somewhere and be with the community and do something active. One of the projects that I've done that I'm most proud of at this point is something called the Story Walk. Excuse me. The Story Walk, I did not come up with the concept. The concept was from a library in Vermont. I went to a couple of conferences and I heard about this idea and I thought, wow, it could really work here. So currently we have 2 story walks in Hudson. I'm hopeful some of you have seen them. One of them is through Bicentennial Woods. The other is along Veterans Way. We work closely with Friends of Hudson Parks to get all of these storyboards, which is at the top right there. And what we do is we take a book, and the book pages are scattered throughout the trail. So as you walk, the idea is you get to walk and you get to read the story. Some of them are centered around children, some of them are a little bit older, but it was a great way to work with other people and kind of give another reason to drive people out to the parks. That's something that I'm very interested in, is continuing to work with all the organizations and collaborate with them all in town. So like I said, the unique challenge of being in a school building is sometimes you have to think outside of the box, which is something I like to try to do. So these are just some of the people that we've partnered with so far. We've worked with Hudson Community Service Organization with Helping Hands, people that need a little bit of extra help. So we are able to offer discounted programming and any type of after school or childcare activities. We've paid and helped a couple of parents with multiple children that wanted to take driver's ed, which is quite pricey. So we reach out to them and say, we're here to help. Please let us know what we can do to help you. We also, like I said, we go to Case Barlow. We're trying to bring in interesting speakers there so we can have all these other events going on. We work with the police and fire departments. We also just have a new relationship with Life Center. As you know, the pool at Eastwood School is quite small, and we are limited, like I said, during the daytime hours because school is going on. We've reached out to Life Center. We have helped them do some improvements to their facility, and we are able to offer more hours of instruction for Learn to Swim. And we're also able to offer more time for the heat swimming program to be in the water because it is growing at such a rapid pace. We work with the Learned Owl to get books for our story walk. And we also work with the Kiwanis for our basketball program and obviously for our Safety Town program. So that's all I technically have for you right now. I just wanted to thank you again for having me, and I'm hopeful that I will learn to meet more of you soon. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Or for Phil. Or me.
Thank you again.
As we conclude, I also wanted to thank our school board members for being here. You know James and Tom, who are here every week. Also David Zero, our board president, as well. Thank you, Dave, for being here. And then we also have Steve DeMauro on our school board, and Patty Engelman are the other 2 members that round out our school board. So again, thank you to all of you for your time this morning. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Meredith. I don't think it's any secret, the passion I have for our community, and I completely agree with you, Phil. The schools are a reflection of the community. I also believe the community is a reflection of the schools. And, I don't think I can identify a community where that relationship is better and stronger than it is in Hudson. And HCER exemplifies that relationship and the ways in which we continue to work together to meet the needs of students and citizens across the spectrum. So thank you very, very much. Meeting wrap up. Thanks to Ron Strobel and George Schmutz for being the greeters today. Our audiovisual team, Ron Barnhouse, Tom Tobin, James Field, Den Rich, and of course, Ashley, thank you again. Thank you for being with us this entire month, Ashley, and for helping out with the audio-visual. Today's Rotabuck. Last shot for the year. Payout is $14 and the jackpot is $190.
That's the winner. Mr. Zero, you did not.
The last four, 3348. Okay. Be here a year. 2 weeks in a row. I don't, there's no disqualification, but at 3 weeks, we're going to start having some questions here, Jay. As I've said, this is our last meeting for the year. We will meet again the 4th of January. I would like to thank all of the members of this club for everything that you do for the club, for our community, for each other over the course of the year. And for citizens who watch on Hudson Cable Television, because our meetings are taped and they're broadcast. Our club wishes you tremendous holidays, holidays that are filled with meaning and the tradition that is most important for you and your family. And for those who will be traveling this holiday season, please know that our hopes for safe travels go with you, both for our members and for our citizens. And that our wishes for a holiday filled with joy and meaning in the ways, like I said, most relevant and most important to you and your family and your traditions abide with you. And together we'll look forward to 2017 as a year filled with hope and peace and fulfillment in all of the ways that we hope. And with that, don't forget, pick up your roses and popcorn orders on your way out. We're adjourned and happy holidays.